Welcome to the beautiful Pueblo Magico of Pátzcuaro, Michoacan. Located in the mountains of central Mexico, Pátzcuaro is easy to get to from the capital city of Morelia, or as a lengthy 5-hour drive from Mexico City. I'm here to get to know this beautiful region and to attend a tourism conference where I hope to learn even more about Michoacan. My first stop when I arrived to Pátzcuaro was the city center. I wandered the market stalls where they had everything from leather cowboy boots to handmade furniture. There were fruits and vegetables, soft zapotes, and spicy dried chilies. The main square is lined with arches and ice cream stalls. It was a perfectly sunny afternoon, so I sat back and enjoyed someone playing music in the park, and then stopped inside one of the restaurants for lunch. El Patio is located in the main square and promised to serve up some of the best traditional Michoacan dishes in town. I opted for a local mole with chicken, and like all good moles, it was rich with flavor and tasted nothing like any other mole I've ever had. But before I hop on a plane, I always make sure that I'll be connected once I land. I have been using Airalo for a few years now to make sure that I have data on my phone when I travel abroad. Airalo is an app that you can download on your phone, and as long as your cell phone is eSIM compatible, you can get data in over 200 countries and regions around the world. Before flying to Mexico, I selected and purchased the Mexico eSIM. Then, once I landed in Mexico City, I connected to the airport Wi-Fi to finish setting up the eSIM quickly and easily. From there, I had 7 days of data to use on WhatsApp, Instagram, Google Maps, and to stay up to date with my emails on the epic drive from Mexico City to Pátzcuaro. The thing I love most about Airalo is that you can buy a regional eSIM, which allows you to stay connected in several countries. So this is perfect if you're going to be traveling in Europe this summer, or you're going to be backpacking around Latin America. You can buy one eSIM and stay connected in all of these countries. Check out the link in the description below to download the app and use code BRONNER3 to get $3 off of your first eSIM with Airalo. Now, let's get back to exploring Pátzcuaro.
Buenos dias, good morning from Pátzcuaro. I am in a Pueblo Magico here, a magic town in Mexico in the state of Michoacan. I'm here for a conference, but I'm also here to explore the town a little bit, show it to you, show you some of the things you can do outside of the town, cool, fun tours and stuff. But right now I am walking to pretty much the main event here in Pátzcuaro, which is the lake, Lago de Pátzcuaro. There are little islands you can take boats out to, and there should be some good views from here out over the lake, so let's go. So there's two sides to Pátzcuaro. You have the downtown area, the old town, where most of the buildings are painted a beautiful white and maroon. There's churches, a beautiful market, and then you have the lake, which I'm just seeing come into view. It's so beautiful. They're about 35 minutes walk away from each other. You can also get colectivos, which are those shared vans, kind of like the bus network here, or you can get taxis. Most of the taxis I've taken since I've been here have been about 50 pesos, or about $3 US. You'll also be out of breath because everywhere in Michoacan is like at least 1,500 meters above sea level. Wow, look at this.
I decided at the last minute to hop on a boat to the nearby island of Janitzio. It's only about 20 minutes away, and the woman at the ticket counter told me that the boats run every 30 minutes back to Pátzcuaro. It was still early, only about 9:30, and it seems that the first boat doesn't head out until 10 a.m. Most of the shops were still closed, and they were still setting up the docks. There were people who were using diggers to clear some of the mud away from the edges of the lake so that the boats could come closer. There were other boats that were just driving directly at the dock in order to help move them to be perpendicular with the shore. Eventually, everyone was ready to go. We all made our way down to the dock to one of the long boats and loaded up with the locals who were bringing the essentials back to Janitzio. The boat trip was absolutely a highlight of my time in Pátzcuaro. The small waterway soon opened up to the entire Lago de Pátzcuaro, and it was stunning with the mountains as a backdrop. There are several other islands that you can visit in the lake, but Janitzio is the most popular place to visit. Just as we were about to arrive in Janitzio, the captain of our boat slowed, and we came upon a group of local fishermen. Or so it seemed at first. Everyone on the boat took out their phones to take photos, myself included, of course. After a few minutes of watching them unsuccessfully catch any fish, they stopped what they were doing and rowed over to our boat, holding out a bowl for tips. It seems they make a whole lot more money from tourists than they do from catching fish. After we handed over a few pesos, the captain restarted the engine and we pulled to the docks in Janitzio. Most people headed straight up to the statue at the top of the island, where the views are the best. Others stopped at the restaurants where you can get tacos and ice-cold micheladas. I wound my way through the winding hills past lots of dogs and shops and houses. The views of the lake are incredible wherever you look. There's a colorful church with papel picado blowing in the wind, next to clothes doing the same.
It's pretty early. I think I got the first boat here, so I imagine during the day all these shops are open for tourists. There's lots of restaurants when you first arrive in and lots of people trying to ask you for money. But the views are incredible.
Some more shops opened while I was there, and on my way back down to the docks, I took a few wrong turns, but eventually found my way back.
It took a lot longer to get here than I thought it would. And now I'm a little stressed about getting back. Can't miss my ride back to Mexico City.
I made it just in time as the boat was leaving, and then when I got back to Pátzcuaro, there was conveniently a line of taxis waiting outside, so I could get back to my hotel and catch my ride. While I was in Pátzcuaro, I also had the opportunity to check out a totally different side of the region, a little below ground, if you will. I took a journey into the magical cave known as Cerro Hueco. We hiked up to the opening of the cave, which was pretty difficult considering we were at a whopping 2,600 meters above sea level, or about 8,500 feet. But the fun was only just beginning. We rappelled down into the cave and then used this very sturdy looking ladder to get back out, along with a little bit of light rock climbing. It was invigorating and so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed exploring Pátzcuaro with me. Stay tuned for next week when I get the chance to visit a part of Michoacan that I have dreamed of visiting for years. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you next time.